Where we're at now is we let the tombstones dry overnight from the monster mud. Gonna start detailing just black inside all the lettering and in the cracks. I got my artist brush here. I would suggest probably just using a cheap set because you don't have to be too detailed and pretty. You just really want to fill it in. It takes a little bit of practice, so, and if you goof up, that's no big deal because you can always fix that after we go ahead and do our little darker grays, white touch up over the whole thing. But the main thing is trying to like shadow in your lettering. Just going to use the straight black like this. Probably start with something in a bigger area first, probably right here. But still, for this one, for me, I'm going to try to stay inside as much as possible. It's okay, like I said, it's okay to goof up. It's only paint. Oh. Yeah. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and switch brushes. I'm going to speed this up to our favorite little time lapse. And we'll be done with the black on this one. And then the next step would be, of course, doing our little highlight or low light colors or whatever you want to call them. So I'm going to finish up the detail in the lettering. You'll get to see that in hyper speed. So here we go. Ah, you mean I didn't learn this on the first time lapse? Great. More of this stupid high-speed. God, can I just make a video without one of these damn things? Should have just edited all this shit. Well, look, here, done. I know, I gotta prove how tedious and dumb it is. Yeah, so this part that I'm doing is tedious. It's pretty, it's just boring. It's the most boring part of the job. So I suggest, you know, get real motivated, you know, play some good music, you know, smoke some weed or something, whatever you got to do. But it's tedious. Just fill in the grooves of paint and there you go. So here we go, back to the show again. Went ahead and went through all the tombstones, did the black the black highlights, lowlights, whatever, did all my filling in. So I mixed up my own custom dark gray now, pretty aggressive dark gray. Well, I'm saying it's aggressive on how much black I used. I used the remaining gray that we used. I don't know why I'm including you guys like you guys did anything. You're just watching it. I used the remaining gray for the monster mud, which was only just a little bit of a can left, but I pretty much mixed it with most of my black, so it's actually more like, I want to say 2 parts black, 1 part gray, of light gray, and I got this type of gray. So on this method, it's kind of a dry brush. Now, to mention what a dry brush is where you have just a little bit on your brush. You know, like if you're trying to work it out, you have paint, and then you're trying to, you have that little bit left over. That's what you want to put on. You don't want to put on a thick glob to actually make it all gray. You just want to kind of scratch the surface. So what I'm gonna do is, for example, I'm just gonna take a little bit that's on the lid. I mean, it's like a little bit. We're going Bob Ross style here, you know, happy little tombstones. Just work some of it out like that. And then what I'm gonna do on this one, or most of them, I'm probably gonna go upstrokes and a few little bit here and there in a different direction, but primarily upstrokes like this. I need a little more paint, dab it on, just, and also go light, just light pressure. You just want to drag it. You don't really want to force it on there, because you force it on there, you're shoving your bristles into your work here, which you don't want to do. Just go over. Oh, happy little. And don't be afraid to experiment too. I mean, if you want to add a little more darkness, dark gray into it, go ahead. About ready to do a downstroke. The reason why I'm choosing to go this way is because the white highlights, I'm going to go in the opposite direction. So it kind of creates almost a light and shadow effect. You know, like if the light source was above you, obviously the color is going to be lighter up there, and your darkness is going to be below it. So that's really what I'm trying to achieve here. Go over the whole thing. Upstrokes. Upstrokes. Stroke it. Stroke it nice and stroke it nice and soft. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit more. More. I think I want to add a little more. What I'm going to do here is work some of the paint off my brush here to be like a little extra dry. Start doing a little Bob Ross kind of dabble, not really into much of this detail stuff, but kind of like where it's just randomness. Like I said, I don't want to bury a bunch of the gray into here, but I want to get rid of most of the lighter gray. And just more upstrokes. Work out it off my brush. Use the brush to my advantage. Okay, let's see how it looks. Lift it up here. Maybe stand it. All right. Getting close. Getting close. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same method on the sides and the back and go through all the other tombstones, and then we'll do the white. Okay, be right back. Well, we're back and I applied the gray. One thing I'll also like to add on to, as I mentioned before about just going upstrokes on this, I tried it, I kind of liked it, but then I realized it's probably good to experiment. So what I did first was do a little practice. I went on the back side of these things where it's not going to really matter the most. You know, tried it this way, then I even tried it this way, and all over the place, and just, you know, pretty much went nuts. You know, that's, yeah, so I kind of did that on the rest of them. Came out pretty good. So what I'm trying to say is, when you start this, maybe start on the back, experiment a little bit, see what you like before you transfer it to the front. Because remember, it's just the back, it's, who cares? So it's pretty much what I came up with. Kind of like it, a little randomness, a little rawness. But now I'm going to go ahead and add the white. But I am going to do it this way first. But like I said before, I'm going to go ahead and experiment on the back. We'll do that right now as I shake up the paint, and we'll do a little test on the back, and then we'll just transfer the same thing on the front. So let me get set up here and we'll get started. Right, so let me open up my paint. Fun thing about this stuff, hey, you just go totally random. You can just be random about it. You don't really have to start with the monster mud with light gray, dark gray, and white like I'm doing. You can do a dark gray and go lighter and lighter and lighter, or whatever the heck you want to do. It's totally up to you. It's all about the method. So this time I'm adding just a little bit more paint on it, but I'm going to start from the top down. Maybe have it a little heavier on the edge, so that way I can just take the excess and just throw it around here. So we'll just basically giving myself a palette of paint here to work with. Okay, and I'm just going to go for long strokes. See how that looks. Add a little bit more. And we just go random. Yeah. Let's see. All one direction. One direction. Not that pussy ass boy band. Find just bare spots a little bit and just add a little bit of my paint on it, and then just okay. Little test. I don't really have complaints. Maybe this little thing right there, it just looks so unnatural. So maybe if I just make a little thick blob over here, kind of work it sideways or something to make it blend. Maybe a little zigzag down. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so I think that's how I'm gonna tackle this. I don't mind it being wet and sitting down here anyways. After all, it's the back. So here we go. Same method. Probably start on the edge. I'm gonna load up some paint. Load up some paint. And go. Load up some paint. Try not to get it in that crack too much. Load up some paint. Fling it. And I'm keeping the brush this way just to drag it across and not in. Maybe fade some of this thicker stuff out. Make it look more white on the top. Will fade out. Looks like a straight white line there, so I'm just going to go ahead and probably add a little bit more spots wherever, just to be a little more random about it. And a little zigzag on the top just because I want to make it look like it all weathered a bit. All right, let's take a look at it. Let's see what you guys think. Even though I am touching the bottom of it. I like it. I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and do the sides. I'm gonna do the rest, and we'll have to take a look at the creation. All right, I got all my tombstones done. Now I'm gonna do a little more, kind of like, say a little, not really a touch-up, but just a little bit of a, I don't know, a little aging effect. I'm gonna take what I really need is some burnt umber, which I don't have. And burnt umber is like a reddish brown. I had some of this stuff lying around, so I got terracotta, which is close to a reddish brown but not quite right, and add a little bit more brown into it itself. Kind of made a little mix right here, and kind of mix with my brush, and we're going to do a more dry brushing, but we're going to do just little tiny bits like here and there. So just go from top down, literally from the highest edge down, just to kind of give it like kind of like something was like got weathered from the lip. Pretty much anything that has a lip. I'm gonna do a little bit more, get a little bit more paint up here, and just work it down a little bit. Some stuff like this, kind of like more prominent on the top than at the bottom. Maybe just some couple long streaks from up there, just put on the side. Something like that, I would say. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna do that with the rest of them, and then I'm gonna call it done. I finished them. Yay, here they are. Spooky ookie ookie. Taking a big giant commode dookie. Okay. So with that, this is a wrap for this video. Take care. Happy whacking.